Yeah. Hello guys. Welcome to the video. Till now we had discussed around operators, mathematical operator. Then we jumped to the relational operators. Then we discussed conditional statement. And in other video, just before it, we had seen logical operators. Now I'll give you an example, and we will solve a problem through which we will discuss all these concepts in a single video. And this video has a lot of learning, so stay tuned for grasp all over it, and let's start it. So first, let's see the problem statement. Here, yeah, you are, this is the problem statement that you are developing a simple web application for a school, right? To determine if students are eligible for scholarship based on their scores in three subjects. Remember, there are three subjects. So in an actual application, we will receive three inputs from the user. So first one is mathematics, second is science, and the last one is English. Okay. The eligibility criteria are as follows. The student must have score of at least 80 in mathematics and science. So the first condition itself is, self-explanatory, where it's explained that a student which has 80 marks in mathematics and 80 marks in science is eligible for student with 80 marks in mathematics and science, I mean in both subjects, is eligible for the scholarship. And the second condition states that if first condition doesn't pass, maybe a student doesn't pass in first condition, then we have another condition that says if a student scores at least 70 in English. I mean, in this particular condition, English must have 70 marks, and after that, either mathematics or science can have 70 marks. What it states that English is mandatory to have 70 marks. After that, he can have 70 and above in either of mathematics or science. So the problem statement is clear now, right? Let's move to the graphical, you know, representation of this particular problem, where the first, block I denoted, this is denotes the first condition. As you can see, the first condition states that math score should be greater than or equal to 80, right? Because we need math and science both above 80, right? If you remember the first condition, here it is, right? So how we are doing in mathematically, that math score is greater than or equal to 80. This particular operator over here works as relational operator. We had seen this particular operator in video before. If you're following through the start, then you know about this particular operator, right? And in mathematics also, we use the same operator. So this operator here tells us that the right side value, the left side value should be greater than equal to right side value, right? And if the condition is true, I mean, this math score is true, only greater than equal to 80, then only it will result a true, as it will result a false, right? So this is the condition. Second condition is the science score. It should also be greater than equal to 80. Now we will use an AND operator in between these two, because for to pass the overall condition, we need both these cases to be true. If any of these cases gets false, then the entire condition gets false, right? Because if you can see the condition in theory over here, it clearly states that in mathematics and science both, we need at least 80. Okay. Now let's move to the second condition. The second condition states that we need to have 70 marks in English. So above 70 we can have, right? So we need to have greater than equal to marks to the 70. Okay. After that, we have two more subjects, right? As you can see, math or science. From any of them, we can have more than 70. I mean, you can have 70 and above in math, or you can have 70 or above in science. These both, any of these will work. But the English mark is, necessary to pass this particular condition. So if you see the graph over here, we had used English score with an AND operator. By mean, above, the right first condition before and overall second condition after AND should be true. If both are true, then only the second condition will be true, right? We know about the AND operator, right? And left and right, both should be true. Similarly, here we have two subjects, right? And we know that any of these one can be more than ever greater than 70, and our condition will be satisfied. So we use an OR operator in between. Why? Because if math score is 70, we are okay with it. We don't need science, right? So it will return a true if this math score is greater than equal to 70, or if science score is greater than 70. If this math score get failed, this condition get failed, but if the second one gets true, then it will return a true. Similarly, if second one fails and first one is true, then also it will return a true. And we need just a similar thing over here. That's why we use an OR operator in between. To really explain it better, in final scholarship eligibility, output, what we will do is we will check for the both condition and put OR operator in between. If condition 1 gets satisfied, we will grant the scholarship, or if condition 2 gets satisfied, we also grant the scholarship. By mean, we need just one condition to be true. We don't need both of them to be true. So that's why we use an OR operator in between. I hope theory part is complete. You understand the entire problem. Now, let's just simply code it out. So here in our editor, first we need three variables to store the incoming values from the user. So the first variable is math. That is, and let's say user put an 80 over there, because right now we are not receiving direct from the user. We are just hard coding it. But in near future, when we will move to the course further, we will get the inputs from the user only, right? So we have three subjects as discussed in the problem. First is math, second is English, and last one is the science. Depending on the marks of these three subjects, that are the values, we need to make two conditions. So let's make first condition. And the first condition is we need this AI thing is sometimes not so good. Okay. We need maths mark greater than equal to 80, right? And as we discussed in graph, we need science marks also be greater than equal to 80. So what will happen in this particular condition? Math is a variable that we had declared earlier that has some value. This math variable's value should be greater than equal to 80 to pass this particular statement over here, right? This conditional statement. This relational operator here will return a true only if this math variable's value is greater than equal to 80. Okay. Similarly, here this operator will return a true if the science variable's value is greater than 80, right? And this and operator in between these two will return a true if both these two are true. This one and this one. If both gets a true, then only this will return a true, right? And we had discussed the similar thing in graph that in the previous graph over here, that to pass the first condition, what we need? We need both to be true and put an AND operator in between. And how we use, put an AND operator? By double AND. This symbol is on 7 in our keyboard, right? Let's now check for the second condition. And the second condition states that we need 70 and above in English. That is compulsory. After that, we can have, let's say, 70 or above in science or 70 or above in mathematics, right? So we will put OR operator over here. So first we need a 70 in English. With 70, not only this English 70 will not grant the scholarship. With this, we need to have at least 70 either in math or either in science, any of these. So we required both these to be true to put a AND operator in between. Now you can see the condition that if this particular condition gets a true or this braces value, this particular condition gets a true, then only this AND will return a true. All right. And here we had used an OR operator simply because we want any of these two to be true. We don't want both to be true. We just want any of these one. If both gets true, then it's more than okay. We don't have any problem with it. But if any of these one get true, then also we will get a true, and that's all we want from this particular condition, right? Now we can have an if block and say if condition 1 or condition 2. If both these condition, we are checking for both these condition. If any of these condition passes, then we will grant the scholarship. And here we can say console, you are passed or you are eligible, right? Eligible. Don't want anything in this if block. Okay, explain if block again. Let's say if block has a statement over here, has a structure over here. So we write if, then in this braces we will denote the condition. Here, if the condition gets a true, then the block of it, this if block will run, else it won't get executed. So in our case, we put OR operator with two conditions. If any of these condition get a true, then this OR operator will return as a true, and this if block will be running. Let's say for some reason the student doesn't make to pass any of these conditions. He fails in both of these conditions. Then the OR operator will return a false. Then we will execute this else block. If block doesn't run, then else block will be running. So in else block we can say console.log and you are not eligible, right? You are not eligible. Yeah. So now our code is complete. As you can see, it's just a few lines to code it out, and we use almost every operator except the mathematical operators in this particular example, but we used relational operators and logical operators or conditional statements also. So that's all for this video. I hope you understand the entire concept. This is a simple example to explain you how this operator works. See you in next video. Till then, bye bye.